What's up, guys? Mr. King, he said, first one here. I mean, hopefully you won't get seasick here. So I got a pie burn. I got like a dozen cups to do, and can everybody hear me? Can you hear me? Hello, hello, hello. Make sure, make sure I can be heard. All right, cool deal. I got a yep, so that'll work for me. All right, so I've got a pie burn. I know this is the fiber laser training. Oh, and this is a mess. Sorry. You know what Einstein said? The cluttered desk is a sign of a cluttered mind, and what's the clean desk a sign of? But I got to do 12 cups here for. I know this is not the fiber laser, and I got a new toy over there that I'll be doing an unboxing video for here soon. But I wanted to showcase this bad boy here. Uh, this is a crosshair laser pointer, and it makes my life really, really easy. Some of you may or may not know that these lids for these cups have a seam that split right down the center of them. You can see one seam right there and one side right there. And so if you've got to do 180 degrees on both sides of the cup and you don't feel like doing math, well, it's pretty easy. You could put that guy in there, line up. Well, I didn't have to do this in the beginning, but anyway, there we go. You can see that seam right there is pretty much on my dot. And then the other side, of course, it's a little bit off, but we're talking a few millimeters. And so it was a pain in the butt to do what I'm about to do. I'll show you the old way and the new way. So I haven't set anything up. Some of you will notice I've been asked before what this black line is across the back. Well, the pie burn comes with one of these guys right here. It's like a little T-level. It's kind of cool, and you can set it up on the cup and get it level back and forth and second and third. I don't do that. I eyeball it with that line. I mark the straight line across the back. And like I said, this is unscripted, unrehearsed. So like I'm just gonna be working off the cup. And then I'll take this back off again. And so I'll come back here and eyeball it. Oh, it froze up on me. Okay, there we go. I come back here and eyeball it. And then when that line is pretty much the same distance across the cup, then I know that it is in here straight with the gantry. So that was always the easy way to repeat this way, to get this way. But the cup, getting it this way always was kind of tricky. So that's what I tried to come out with this bad boy right here for. So I'm going to quit talking and just go to work. The I have a magnet here. It's a very strong, powerful magnet. One of these guys like this, and I bridge across like that. And so when I pull this, it's the same stop every time. But if you'll notice that I've set this crosshair laser up here. It's perfectly aligned with the top of this when this magnet was moved, but we don't need it there now. And so I haven't done anything to the height of the cup. I haven't done anything. So I know that when this laser sits right here, you can see it's hitting exactly in the center of my mirror, right? So I know that we're in the center of the cup. Sorry for the shakiness. So if I move this bad boy back to where that laser is now splashing on my autofocus tool, then I can go, well, if I can hit the right button, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, enter. And now we're focused to it. And I pull that over, and you can see right there that my red light is right in line with that green line. And this works fantastic for ensuring that your rotary is in here straight with the gantry. But the beautiful thing about the alignment tool, when you don't have, because you use it to set the rotary up, cool, you're done with it, right? No. So now when I change out cups, I've got to do both sides of the cup. I got to do one on this side and one on this side. And of course, you can obviously do the math and figure out where the center point is to here and spread the art out on the screen and just hit go one time. But to me, I would just rather hit the start button on my laser 12 times for one side, flip it over and do the other side 12 times. Uh, Now, if we're talking 200 cups, then yes, we would do it. We would do the math. But here's the idea, because I've got that black dot on the cup, I can just put this on there like I would, and look, rotate, and that green light is flashing right over my dot, which therefore I know that this is the center of the cup, or at least how I marked it. And then we would go ahead and run the job, obviously. Well, I'm going to go ahead and run it. I mean, you guys are hanging out, I guess. We'll do it together. So I don't know anything yet. So this is 145. So center is 7250. My art is 40. So that's half of it right there. 7250. So we'll call it 30, 25. So 25, and we'll say that's the origin. And then, well, I guess I can flip this around and so y'all can see my screen. You have to forgive because I have such a small computer screen. All right, so this is the one we're going to do first. And so because I set the origin up to the top of the cup, then I'm going to select on the screen here. You can barely see it there. That I put my origin to the center top of the cup. Make sense? Oh, it's such a huge glare. It's terrible. But so we'll take it from our user origin, which we already pressed. This is where we're going to do it to it. And I guess we'll go ahead and laser it. So that was our origin. Oh, well, this is how the crosshair laser mounts. And so obviously you set it up, and it's only good to you when the door is open and in its full open and resting position. And then we'll hit that mark over and over and over. Now I have had this thing plugged in for approximately 125 days, I'd say, respectively. Forgive how nasty my. But you know what? I could just do this. Oh, all right, and all we got to do is hit Alt S. Thanks, Tyler. It's actually a funny story on this job. I'm actually trading this workout for concert tickets to, well, that's what these people are. The logo that I'm doing on the screen, or the logo that's on the cup right now, it's what you call it, a promotional company, and they handle all the, I guess getting people to come to the venue. So that's kind of cool. They reached out to me, was like, "Would you be interested in trading?" And I'm like, "Sure, why not?" And so that'll get done. And like I said, so normally I would just put a new cup in here so I could just hit the start button since we already sent that job to it. But for educational purposes, I'll show you how easy it is to get the other side lined up and ready to go. And so now I'll just move this guy out of the way, take and roll this until I see, bam. So now my line is on my dot again. So I know when I pull this over, it's 180 degrees away from where it started a while ago. And I do have to go to the screen so I don't put the same thing on both sides of the cup. Go ahead and hit start. Yeah, man, very cool. And so I've done this so many times already. I know it works fine. Um, this is my next project here with the. I seen it on the forum. They called it the cat dog. I like it, the cat dog. So I got the grip on one side and the roller on the other. And I also got this mega grip, or mega clamp rather, for bigger stuff. I thank the guys over at Lens Digital for putting out a cool product. So there we go. Jack in the shop. I don't know. I'm doing 12 cups total, um, for 8 tickets. And the tickets go anywhere between 45 and $95, depending on the show. Tammy, actually, like I said, I've been vetting this for a long time. Let's see what it ended up turning up looking like. So we'll just push this guy out of the way, pull this off. So center right there, that's the center of the graphic. So equal distance in between here and here, and an equal distance in between here and here. Let's double check that. Flip it upside down so we can see it. That is, because this is the first time I've actually tested it this way. 55. And I'll be goodness gracious. 55. So exactly the same distance between the edge of this graphic and the edge of this graphic. And same distance here and here. So, but Tammy, I actually will drop a link. But I have something for you. But if you guys want to hang out, I will keep on keeping on. Because now I'm just going to be hitting the start button, basically. All right. Like I said, I already got the gantry moved out of the way. So literally all I got to do is make sure that crosshair is on my red dot, pull this back over out of the way like that, and hit start. So we've got 10 more cuts to do after this one. Laser shaking. Oh well. Yeah, but on the other side of the room, I'm doing a Henry here. So all in all, I mean, I sell these cups. Like I sell them blank, just like this with the magnetic slider lid. I think they're $150 a case for 25, so it makes them $6 a cup. And then how much ever shipping is to you if you live in California, and you're probably better off to buy them from Amazon because it ends up being like $50 or $60 to ship a case, which makes them $8 a cup, which you can get them off Amazon for that much. So like I said, I'll do all 12 of, well, I guess 11 now. I'll do all 11 of on one side, and then change the graphics, flip them over, do the other side, and then I will, because the bottom of my cups are unbranded, also don't have a logo, I will take and put with the fiber, I'll stand this up and I'll mark my logo on it. Roll it till we get that black dot, that green line, and hit start. And so like it's super repeatable. Super repeatable. But that stuff stinks. I must need to be changing the filters. Tammy, you're welcome. And it's kind of cool is like if you see my laser pointer, look at the line. It's pretty much dead nut straight. So if you did it in this fashion, you could actually level the cup using that laser line. You wouldn't even have to mark onto your lid because you could just come here and look at it like that. Like, okay, that looks pretty consistent all the way across. But yeah. Oh yeah, we do full wraps all the time. I got some inside. That was one of the main reasons that I wanted this like alignment tool deal is because I wanted to make sure that the rotary was in there as perfectly square as I could get it. Well, I thought I had more full wraps, but there's one. Of course, these could be shrunk. Well, here's the file I made for the beach. And then we got the butterfly. But I've got a bunch more. Oh, cup's done. Let's swap it out. That's what sucks about having so many lasers. I got a job over there running. All right, drop this one on there, roll it till my laser hits that dot. Oh, I do have to move this back. Oh, and I never did show you the old way. So the old way would have been traditionally, I had to like move this guy up here until that red dot, uh, till the red dot here was up here, and then I would move it until it touched the black dot. And I'm like, okay, I'm centered. And then I would have to hit escape and then wait for it to come back. Not anymore. Now, just roll that guy until he's right there and ready to go. So, well, this one's actually the Franken pie burn. This is the American pie. It's actually a limited edition. I got two of them, but I'll show you whenever this cup gets done, or maybe we can see it. But yeah, so you see this little drawstring bag I got under here? It's got a plug, so it's plugged into my CO2 right here. But if you look down there, I've spliced it, and I've got a plug for my fiber on it too. So I could take this out right now whenever we get done with this job and throw it on the fiber and get the same, rotational effect. Not the same settings effect, but definitely, definitely cool. But yeah, I hope it does save you some time. I'll drop the link for it whenever the video posts. Yep, there we go. Got another one. Like, it's such a time saver. I mean, my gosh. And another thing you can actually do for full transparency here, if you wanted to, you could set this graphic up just like this. Then you could come up here. I'll actually take you to the screen. Cut these lights off. You don't see such a glare. I'll zoom in to where we can see what I'm actually doing here. So I'll come up here to window and actually turn this into course so you can actually see it. But my little black dot on my cup is roughly in that area right there, ish, approximately, I'd say. And so you could also do this right here. You could make the same little dot and turn it into your tool layer for the tool one. And if you notice up here in the cuts and layers, I know you can see it off the screen. You can't see it; it's off the screen. But in the cuts and layers, it doesn't set to output. So what you do is, if you now select both of those guys right there to include, it's hard to see, but there's a little circle right there above my mouse. But if you selected that, and then once again had your origin set to here, then what would happen is, because this little circle right here doesn't output, what would happen is your laser, if you set it to your origin right there, then every time it would go back to there. So you could do that too. But once again, that's having to figure out where that circle's supposed to be. Whatever. It was just a lot easier, I thought. Um, Need a cup. So my daughter is a country music fanatic, so I'm going heading for the. Uh, yeah, I'm going heading for the country music festival tickets. They're like $175, but it's for a weekend, so that would be cool. They can go and see um, just all kinds of different country music um, folks. I don't know who's supposed to be there this year or who's quote unquote headlining it. But you guys got any questions about the Rotary? Or what questions do you have? I got 11 people here. I'm sure somebody's got a question. What questions you got? And I'm literally standing here doing nothing. Oh, well, I said there was 11 people here, and I said somebody asked a question, two people left. Oh, no questions. Well, so if you're just joining in, uh, we're doing. I'm vetting a little process here with this laser alignment tool, and I've got dots on both sides of the cup, and so I'm able to do 180 degrees on either side of the cup. Pretty easy. I'll let some of that smoke clear out of there because it might catch a headache. So you might be able to see, you might not be able to see rather the crosshair laser, but I have black dots on the cup 180 degrees apart. Put them in here like this. Roll it till my crosshair laser is over the black dot. And now I know that that's where it's going to laser. Allison, I'll sell it to you today. I've been vetting it for, and how do I know I'm not talking to Nikki? Hmm? How do I know? No, I'm just kidding. I've been vetting this thing for um, a good while. It's been plugged in for no less than 100 and I think 11 days, 111 days straight hasn't been unplugged. And yes, Jack, you can. You don't have to move the gantry at all unless, well, to move the cup, you have to move the gantry back and forth. Well, you don't have to. You just got to be a lot more careful. Uh huh. I knew it was. But yeah, Nikki, I got them. Beth's supposed to be creating a link for them on the website. Um, and man, these things are awesome for all kinds of stuff, not just this. Like I did yesterday a bunch of service weapons for the Army or the Air Force ROTC, and I used it in my other laser. I used one of these, and I was able to put it in the same spot every time without a jig because I just used the horizontal line to line up one part, and then where the crosshair was on another part, and it was just repeatable over and over and over and over. And now, don't get me wrong, I may have been off left, right, up, down, side to side by the width of that laser line, but what's cool about it is it's extremely adjustable. And I'll show you. There's a focus adjustment for the laser, so you can make the line fat or really, 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 really thin. So, because you can see in the back wall there, it's kind of fat right now because that's not the focal point. The focal point is when I raise the lid up. And so, let me see. I'm gonna let some of that smoke clear. I got plastic, burning plastic, giving me a headache. But yeah, but to answer your question, Jack, yes, you can. Like when I do Yeti cups and you got the logo down here, then that's what I do is I tell it to finish there, and so it goes back every time, and so I can do that. But now so I can line the Yeti logo up. But now with this method right here, if you do have a Yeti logo right here, now this line just goes in between the E and the T, touching the E and not touching the T, and you know that you are in the center of the cup. But yeah, I think Chris Lacasio showed us that trick a couple of years back in House of Lasers. There's so much stuff and capabilities that these things can do. Yeah. So, pretty boring at this point, I guess, if you've already seen what we were doing. So, I'm probably going to cut it short here. I got about 3 more cups to do, 4 more cups. 4 more cups after this. Yeah, Nikki, I'll send you a message when I'm done here, which I think I'm done here now. For sure. Hey, thanks for watching, guys. I'm gonna go live on the TikTok.